Hmm. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Breathe it in and receive, 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 receive. Ah. And as you exhale out, let the giggles out, the giggles of life, this life, this life. This life that can seem so challenging, confronting, confusing until it doesn't. Until it doesn't. Until we recognize it's just a call to rebalance, to remember, to come back into wholeness. So today, 111 days, Align and Shine with Mary Jo. As the humble student of receiving, very much the humble student of receiving, releasing, as I shared yesterday, the armor, the blocks, if you like, the energetic blocks dissolving within me that had created distrust through beliefs, through perceptions, through experiences, that it was safe to receive, that it was good to receive, so leaned into the giving. And today I spoke to a woman and, just shared, again, what I've felt within myself and what I see is happening within humanity as a call to rebalance our energies from the extremes of duality. I've shared in videos using the analogy or the example of empaths and narcissists. Empaths having to come back into their center, which is that inner alignment, know thyself, and get a healthy self centering, self esteem, healthy boundaries, etc. A healthy sense of self rather than being so getting that sense of self external, so external, hence the people pleasing and etc., and at the whim of the outer world and being overwhelmed by feelings and emotions, really. And then the opposite to that, or the other polarity, is the narcissistic type, which is very much, individualized and very in their own kind of perception of self and lacking in empathy. So, in order to balance the energies, the empaths, in essence, having to increase their narcissistic tendency, which is a healthy self esteem, to create a healthy self esteem, and the narcissists softening that that shell of feeling so that shell of survival, self-preservation, in the opposite pole, which is it's all about me and I have to control and manipulate in order to get my needs met. And it's really about self-serving. So it's really about serving the self, and to heck with everyone else. So that's like profit, it's all like real competitive profit over concern for the planet, and so that's that narcissistic tendency. It's so there's the disconnection is so severe from from the earth and from life, feeling so separate and so individualized that that can do atrocious things for that self-preservation. But again, they're in the extremes and the unhealthy way, they're just both different spectrums of survival and disconnection. The empaths just tend to go externalized, to look for that sense of self through others, whereas the narcissistic is more about themselves and um, yeah, what's a survival of the fittest kind of thing, and that's where that power hungry control, so on and so forth. Neither is good or bad, right or wrong. They're just extremes of polarity, duality, when they get really fixed in beliefs and so forth. And as I was speaking with today with this lady, the tendency in my energy field has been the giver, the overgiver, the people pleaser, and yeah, and blocking receiving and distrusting my humanity to receive through the physical, the human form, or minimizing it to where I could receive. And trust that it's okay to receive and to ask for my needs to be met and to even clarify what my needs are. So one of the ways that showed up was after lockdowns in 2020, and we got really busy at the retreat. I had real trouble in saying no. That's when I really realized without feeling guilty, I had real trouble in saying no, like ridiculously. So much so that I was just saying yes to everyone else, and I was saying no to myself. And so it really showed me where I was out of balance and had so much trouble. So I was talking to a lady today who's like, "Yeah, I totally get it," and just sharing this idea of where life 2020 and everything that's happened since is it's this deep calling back to rebalance our energy. And and one of those for myself is definitely receiving. Letting myself receive, my nervous system, my body feeling safe to receive, trusting that receiving is okay, and that I can receive for just showing up and just being me, for my energy, for my presence, for my voice, without me having to do anything, to prove anything, to earn my way or my worth. So if you resonate with this, pop it in the comments. Even that word earn now just makes me go, "Ugh." It just feels like a contracting, limiting, constrictive word to earn a living, earn love, earn approval, this earning, because it's very much saying that I'm not enough. Who I am is not inherently enough. So I have to earn, or the universe isn't inherently abundant and supportive and loving and kind. So I have to earn in order to get my needs provided for, and so on and so forth. Hence the distrust and the conditions and beliefs and everything, which we call normal. This has been normal human life. So it's huge what we're being called to recognize, and then to reconcile, to feel, to heal, to release, to let go, to acknowledge. And that's where the courage of vulnerability comes in, because the courage of vulnerability to speak into something that has been very tender, that feels exposing to, especially the part of self, whether we call it the ego or the part of self that was created really from a need, if you like, from a conditioning of survival. So that can feel very, very exposing, because it really exposes, the ultimate fear of change, fear of death, through fear of loss, and then the attachments. So releasing the attachment, and releasing the fear of loss, or the fear of death of the old identities, and at the same time, honoring the grief, the sadness, honoring whatever it is that is moving through us, but again, without collapsing into them and identifying with them, or avoiding and resisting. So trusting that the flow of energy, the flow of emotion, the flow of frequency is not good or bad or right or wrong, and coming into a greater trust, and to be able to remain in breath and grounded presence throughout, so that we recognize that, the presence, the deeper presence, the deeper awareness is who I am in truth. And that everything else is just, it's an experience. It moves through us. We get to experience it as a consciousness, and the energy is moving through us. And just notice this 5:55 p.m. here. Woohoo! Love, love, love. 5:55 transformation. So yeah, huge transformation. So breathing with that huge transformation that you are moving through, I am moving through, we are moving through, receiving what resonates, what's been shared, take what resonates, leave the rest. Ah. Oh my golly gosh. My golly gosh. So what I'm going to do to close out this video is I'm going to read, just in case you don't see it, especially on my YouTube. Those on my Substack and my newsletter, you will get my daily write-ups. I haven't been I haven't been putting them on the YouTube. Maybe I'll go back and do that someday. So I highly recommend, if you're on my YouTube or LinkedIn, sign up to my Substack, maryjohalligan.com, and you will receive the daily videos and the writings, and so forth, and my links and updates and everything, and like codes and affirmations and different things that I feel inspired to add in as as the transmission of energy and frequency through words, through pictures, through voice, through presence, through authentic transparency and authenticity and vulnerability. Ah! Oh my golly golly gosh. Anyhow, here we go. Today, day 81. Following the day of the courage of vulnerability, healing the broken trust, which has been my journey this last week. Feeling the love expansion in the heart as the heart expands into more love, but also that brings up the grief and the sadness of the parts of self that haven't been met. I haven't felt met in my humanity. So day 81, returning to the heart of divine reciprocity. 111 days to align and shine. Here we go. Subheading: opening the flow of sacred exchange, receiving as a form of loving devotion. Really let that drop in. Receiving as a form of loving devotion. Whew. Now, my heart is definitely calibrating to that. And that's happening right now. I can feel it through the back, the front, because that is a very different story. Very different story that my ancestry has carried through however long, through my soul, many incarnations, and through this life. So it's a huge recalibration, a different story to really. And it's definitely, I've been in the shift for many years, especially from 2020. It very much felt, there was times where I used it felt like this, like my right hand was tied, like my soul was tying my right hand behind my back, metaphorically, to show me how bad I was at receiving, or how kindergarten I was at receiving, how awkward, how uncomfortable, how even devastated I was at receiving when I couldn't give, or when I didn't feel like I could give. I felt comfortable. I realized I felt comfortable. I felt a lot more comfortable and in control and safe in giving than I've done in receiving. So again, pop it in the comments. Let me know if that resonates with you. I'm sure if you're in this video, something resonates. Or maybe you're on the other spectrum. Maybe tend to be more that, and again, no judgment, and that more narcissistic. I mean, we're both. Just remember, we're both, but it's just the pendulum. So there can be different moments where we swing the pendulum. But again, it's like the time now is rebalancing the scales. So maybe you're on the side of like a healthy, we'll say a healthy narcissist, but like a healthy, a strong sense of self, and maybe an extreme going into the narcissistic tendency. So then you will be learning, you will be discovering, if you're aware enough and you're available enough to it, to give freely, to give without agenda, to give without needing to get anything back or seeing what's in it for me, and to discover how much joy and fulfillment that truly gives you, how it fills up the emptiness that no amount of material hoarding and savings and just more can give you. So that's why, people have to discover, not necessarily, but, it can happen that, if that belief is the more material stuff I have, the more money, blah, 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 more lovers, the more what cars, the more bikes, whatever. And then, to get to the stage or the perfect body or this or that, the other, and then realize that, oh no, that's, you know, it's fleeting. It's fleeting. The hunger continues, the emptiness continues. So this is a way to rebalance the scales so that what was out of balance comes back into coherence, balance, and neutrality, harmony. So this is what divine reciprocity is all about, this balance of receiving and giving. Today's transmission invites you into the luminous balance of giving and receiving, the eternal dance of divine reciprocity. For too long, we've been taught that worth is proven through giving, through selfless offering, through the endless outpouring of energy and care. Yet love, true embodied love, flows both ways. To receive is not weakness, it is remembrance. It is the sacred inhale that follows every exhale of service. When we allow ourselves to receive, to be nourished, witnessed, and supported, when we allow ourselves when we allow ourselves to receive, to be nourished, so that can be nourishing ourselves with food, with a massage, with a walk in nature, with giving ourselves a gentle hug, being kind to ourselves in the mirror, whatever is nourishing. Witnessed. Isn't that an interesting one? Witnessed. When we allow ourselves to receive, to be nourished, witnessed, to receive being witnessed. And for anyone who's been following my videos, showing up, in these 81 days, I know there's people opening the emails. I have no idea how many people are watching the videos or receiving it. Have I really been, how has my energy been allowing myself to receive through truly being witnessed? I'm definitely on the journey. And it's a journey, that's for sure. Yeah. So thank you for your sacred witnessing. Thank you for receiving whatever is here for you to receive. Yeah. So when we allow ourselves to receive, to be nourished, witnessed, and supported. And of course, that witnessing also could be to truly just be present, to be still with herself and to witness herself, rather than keeping ourselves busy and distracted and being, avoiding silence, avoiding stillness, because we're avoiding actually being present with ourselves. And that might be, for a fear of whatever, a discomfort because there's an unfamiliarity. There could be a fear. What if deep down I'm not okay? And I certainly had that many, many years ago. So when we allow ourselves to receive, to be nourished, witnessed, and supported. So letting in the support. And again, I've been conditional on how I've been letting in the support, because there was that belief, that voice that I shared about in yesterday's video, day 80, that younger part of me, that voice that said, I don't trust my humanity to have my best interest at heart. So that was blocking, that was putting out, that was blocking allowing myself to really be supported, because I didn't trust. Part of me, part of my energy hasn't trusted to be supported, like as something that's safe, that's as something that has my best interest at heart. The sense of, if somebody supports me, then I owe them something, or they expect something in return, or then I'm, there's an obligation there, and then, there's a pressure, and da 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 da. So releasing all of that, when we allow ourselves to receive, to be nourished, witnessed, and supported in our sovereign wholeness, sovereign beingness, we affirm the wholeness of the one breath, that moves through all things, the wholeness of the one breath of life that moves through all things. We stop trying to earn what was always freely given. We stop trying to earn. Let that land. We stop trying to earn what was always freely given. But we forgot. Humanity forgot. And then we took on beliefs, conditionings, and so forth. And then we got convinced, further and further and further into this forgetfulness. And now that we're awakening, more and more humans are awakening into remembering. And in that remembrance, we realize, okay, we stopped trying to earn what was always freely given. And of course, that's where healing trust is so important. Trust with our own energy, trust with the universe, trust with God, trust with the earth, trust with our bodies, making friends again with all these energies and healing whatever wherever those parts created distrust, healing those unmet needs, unexpressed emotions, unheard voices, and so forth, with loving compassion. We remember that abundance is not something we attract, but something we allow. We remember that abundance is not something we attract, even though law of attraction, and I've loved Abraham and the whole law of attraction, but something we allow. It's about allowing. And the law of attraction was helpful. In awakening, it's really, really helpful, all of that. And then the next stage, especially in the remembrance stage, is it's simply allowing. It's simply surrendering resistance to the abundance, to the inherent abundance that we already are, the infinite abundance that's there just wanting to flow through us and flow back to us, if we can just release the limited beliefs and, yeah, the places in us that's got the conflict, the push and the pull, and not trusting that, maybe our worth, that it's possible, all of this stuff. That's the stuff that is releasing. And yeah, so as challenging as all of this can be, the more we can surrender and release control and release resistance to the change, which really is just the invitation to more flow of abundance, allowing abundance. Life is abundant regardless, whether it's abundance of lack or abundance of, what we call abundance, whatever abundance means for you. For me, abundance, there's many. Abundance is nature. It's flowers and different flowers and hugs, and yeah, of course, it's all, it's a beautiful place to be in. And there's many. Kindness is abundance, a smile is abundance, joy is abundance, a cozy bed, a hot shower, a beautiful ocean, beautiful sunshine. So abundance, and abundance, what we perceive as abundance can, yeah, look differently to different people, and that's okay. So every act of receiving is a prayer of trust in the benevolence of life. Every act of receiving is a prayer of trust in the benevolence of life. Every act of receiving is a prayer of trust in the benevolence of life. Yeah, yeah. And for some, every act of giving, I mean, it's both, right? Every act of giving is a prayer of trust in the benevolence of life. However, I'm pretty sure whoever, watches this video, whenever you watch it, whoever's attracted to tuning into this, will tend to be on the giving side, and learning to receive, like myself. That's why you feel the resonance. However, I'm open. It can go either way. It's about the balance. Just know it's about the balance, not about good or bad, right or wrong. It's just about recognizing where are we out of balance and what is looking to rebalance so that we can feel the wholeness, right? Every moment of gratitude opens a gateway to more grace. Every moment of gratitude opens a gateway to more grace. Beautiful. Let this be your invitation to soften your grasp on control, to surrender into the generous pulse of the cosmos that longs to fill your open palms. You are not here to give endlessly from depletion. You are here to circulate the radiant current of love as the infinite source expresses through you. Ah, breathe it in. You are not here to give endlessly from depletion. You are here to circulate the radiant current of love as the infinite source expresses through you. And then my links. You want to join a massage training? Come for a massage in Tairua in New Zealand on the Coromandel. Beautiful, beautiful place where I am now. Check out my website, Vibrant Living. It's not Vibrant Living, that was my old website. Vibrantwellness.nz. You'll see my offerings on there and the quantum healing hypnosis. And yeah, if you'd like to exchange in this divine reciprocity, then you can gift. You can gift. You can gift a value exchange to me via Wise, which is international transfers, and the name of my on the account is Mary Jo Halligan, and just reference as a gift. And the email is divineloveambassador@gmail.com. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Opening the gate of grace, infinite love. And lastly, to receive deeply is to trust the universe's devotion to you. How beautiful is that? To receive deeply is to trust the universe's devotion to you. To receive deeply is to trust the universe's devotion to you. To give from overflow is to remember you are the universe expressing its love. To give from overflow is to remember you are the universe expressing its love. Ah, I am divine reciprocity. I flow in love's infinite balance. I am, repeat it with me. I am divine reciprocity. I flow in love's infinite balance. I am divine reciprocity. I flow in love's infinite balance. And if you find day 80 or you're seeing this via my Substack, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see a beautiful image of the flower of life and a beautiful affirmation that I highly recommend. You can, I'm sure you can save it and keep it. It's a beautiful one. Yeah. Take what resonates, leave leave the rest. Ah. Ah, what a life. What a life we're all living. These years, these moments. Such deep transition, deep transformation, deep recalibration, deep remembrances for many of us, awakening for more of us, and then for some, not necessarily, perhaps. However, my focus is definitely here, yeah, for the awakening into remembrance and wholeness. And at the same time, I bless all. I bless all because all is divine, whether we're conscious of it, awakened to it, remembering it. All is divine, and the contrast is the game of life that we live, the experience, and to recognize who we are through the contrast. Knowing who I'm not, knowing who I am. And even in that reconciling, that rebalancing, so much becomes recognized and realized through that courage of vulnerability to feel what hadn't been felt, the depth of longing. One of the depths of longing within myself is to truly, the deepest part of me, the longing is to be met, to truly feel met in my humanity for who I truly am, like the essence frequency. And how many of us truly feel that on this planet? And that feels like, yeah, where we're going as more of an enlightened humanity, where we just get to truly be our most authentic essence expression and, you know, be in the experience of where that is met. It is met. I'm sure there's going to be contrast continued, but not to the same level of extremes. Or we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, it's more about, again, not what happens to us, not what happens to you. Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond. And right now, I am responding with a lot of surrender, a lot of humility, breath, rest, nourishment, listening, allowing. Yeah. And so it is. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up to come on this journey with me. If you've come even on this video, even if it's just this one video that you've watched and allowed it to connect something in your heart, in your soul, in your remembrance field as a reflective mirror, what you're ready to receive. So thank you for receiving, and so it is.